Ready to party?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I suppose these things usually take a minute or two for everyone to find their way to the room. So I thought I'd play, if it's okay with you, Gabby, a little bit of Australian music as people join.
You know I'm okay with Australian
Okay,
music.
great.
Come on.
Super.
You know it.
So let's get back to work. The one I need is tied up right now. So let's just wait a while. The one I need is tied up right now. So let's not draw the line, 'cause I can't make my mind up right now. So let's just wait a while. The one I need is tied up right.
We've got 12 people already. This is looking good.
Welcome, one and all.
What is the song called?
Is that the request? This one? Oh, hey, Kelly. This is a song called Tied Up Right Now by a band called Parcels. They're very good vibes. Check them out.
So let's get back to work. The one I need is tied up right now. So let's just wait a while. The one I need is tied up right now. So let's not draw the line.
Okay. Gabby, I don't know if it's the coffee or the music or the fact that people keep streaming into this room and sharing the good vibes, but I'm feeling really pumped up. How are you doing?
I am so pumped up. I'm beyond excited for this.
This is going to be a really, really great time. So welcome one and all to the SheSharp Handshake Troopl Hackathon kickoff event. We've been looking forward to this for a while. Gabby, I'll let you just dive straight into it, as we probably have a few people joining. This, of course, will be recorded. So if something pops up and you have to leave the chat or the room, it's cool. This will be recorded. But hello to everyone who's joining. My pleasure to introduce Gabby from SheSharp, who's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Great to have you here. And let me introduce Benjamin, who's from Troopl, who is our partner in this hackathon. This is just our kickoff. This is our 48-hour hackathon. It's our first remote one. We are so excited to have you all join us for this. So purpose of this kickoff is just to go through all the details. What we're going to cover today, kind of quickly, hopefully not in too much detail to overwhelm you with information. Quick overview. Who is SheSharp and Troopl? Then a quick schedule of the events, what's actually going to happen over the next 48 hours. Where to find support. Very important. We want to make sure that you feel supported through this entire process. Then, what is the Hackathon Challenge? Finally, how you can submit at the end. Very important that you remember to do that. So we will give you clear guidelines on how to do that. And finally, we'll jump into another app called Wonder, where we're going to have some lightweight networking so we can meet you all face-to-face and have a bit of a chat. So next thing, Benjamin.
Well, That's us, right? So that's Gabby and this is Benjamin, but we want to know who's in the room with us. So because it is 2021 and that is how we do life these days, you'll spot a QR code on your screen right now. Because it's 2021 and you all have your phone within reaching distance, grab it, scan that QR code. This is going to take you to a website called Aha Slides. If you don't have a mobile device near you, you can also open up another tab in your browser and head to the URL that you see there. It's just popped up in a banner on the screen. So I'm going to just quickly switch over to this screen, and we're going to ask you a little bit about you so that we know who we're speaking to throughout our time today and also throughout the rest of the weekend together. So let's do that.
I love a bit of interaction in these calls.
Exactly. It's what we're all about. So we've got 9 people who have joined us already. Some people giving us a thumbs up and a big love heart. We appreciate that. And in a moment, we'll pop this up on the screen again so that you can all see the questions that we're going to ask you as well. All righty then. So we've got a few people coming in. 14 are joining us here. Some people laughing. That's great. I think that just means a bigger smile. Great. So scan this QR code. There it is again on the screen, or head to ahaslides.com/SheSharp. We are going to ask you a couple of quick questions. I'm going to wait just another second or two before I do dive into that though. So I'll give you another second to join. We'll see how many more people we have coming in as well. Oh, we've lost a couple. That's fine. That happens sometimes as well. Alrighty, now we're getting back in the positive direction. So you can still join this. You'll see that the URL will stay at the top for the next few minutes while we go through these quick questions. First one is, what country are you joining us from? Just type it in and we're going to see how many different people we've got from different countries. Gabby, you're joining us from Amsterdam, right?
I am in the Netherlands, but you might be able to hear from the accent. I'm originally from Australia. And Benjamin, where are you today?
Also via Australia, I am actually in Valencia in Spain, where I'm having ever so slightly less rain than Amsterdam.
Oh.
And it looks as though the Netherlands is our biggest population here as our word cloud starts to form. We've got people joining us from Brazil. That's a big hello to Krista. If I can remember seeing that familiar name in our list. From Mexico, from Austria, from the United States, India, and Singapore. Wow, this is totally global. We're happening live across multiple continents. We love to see that. Our next question is, how long have you been coding for? It might be less than 1 year. It might be somewhere between 1 and 3, or maybe it's 3 or more. We asked this question just so we know a little bit more about how we can best support you over the next couple of days. It's also really just interesting to us to see who's joining our community, who is here as a part of the hackathon. And it looks as though about 50% of people have been coding for between 1 to 3 years, which is great. A couple of people, 20%, have been coding for more than 3 years, and 40% less than 1 year. And that's really great. I want to extend a huge welcome and congratulations to those of you who have been coding for less than a year. Thanks for making the decision to participate and grow your skills. Gabby, you've been doing it for a while. How long have you been coding?
Oh gosh, this is getting weird, mate. This has been a while now. It's going to be about 22 years now, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, there have been definitely periods where I have more. I don't code nearly as much anymore, but yeah, it's probably about 22 years ago I started.
Unreal. So awesome to have you leading us through this, Gabby. We're gonna just have all the difficult questions. Ask Gabby. All the easy ones you can ask me. Our final question here is: are you currently working as a developer? It could be a no. It could be I'm looking. It could be that I'm studying to become a developer. And of course, there's so many different ways to study. You might be teaching yourself. You might be going through university or a coding boot camp. But here we go. We've got a mix. We've got at least someone in each of these categories, which is fantastic to see as well. And our leading category is those of you looking for a developer job. So that's really interesting for us to see. So thank you everyone for sharing a little bit about you, where you're from, what it is that how long you've been coding, if at all, and if you're currently working as a developer. This is really handy information for us. Our final question is, what languages do you code in? We're really curious to know the specific coding languages that you do code in. Now, as you're answering this, you can put 3 in at a time, but if you code in more than 3 languages, as I'm sure some of you certainly will, you can add more. So I'm really interested to see what pops up here. If you see a coding language on the screen that you also develop in, you can add it as well. And this will, in a typical word cloud, make it bigger. So far, JavaScript is taking up front and center. Gabby, tell me your thoughts about JavaScript. You see it right there in the middle. What do we need to know about JavaScript these days?
I think it's still one of the top. It's considered one of the top languages that's just in terms of use and how much people like it. I've seen often in the surveys it still comes up as number 1, which is so interesting because it's just been around for so long. I think it's one of the things that I started coding when I started doing web design. So yeah, beyond that, I mean, like any languages, everyone's got their pain points, but it's always a useful one.
No doubt at all. All right, and we're seeing a lot of others as well. Python ranking pretty highly there. TypeScript, HTML and CSS, of course. We'll be seeing a bit of that happening over the weekend. So thanks everyone for this information. It really helps us support you. Now, Gabby, I want to throw it straight over to you while I switch back to our slides to talk to me a little bit about SheSharp for those who might not know what it is that you do.
Absolutely. And I'm so happy to introduce some of you to SheSharp. So SheSharp is based in the Netherlands, and we are a nonprofit, non-government organization who is devoted to improving diversity in the areas of technology and entrepreneurship. We are particularly committed to helping people from underrepresented groups, or underrepresented demographics, basically accelerate their careers and, explore all their interests when it comes to this. So that can be in any stage of your career, if you're just slightly interested in it, or, moving towards the top, getting into leadership positions, whatever it is, we want to be there to help support you. And really towards the interest of improving diversity in these industries, which are typically still lacking that representation that will enable us to build better technology for society. So we're very committed to this mission. We are all volunteers, and we've been running for just over 5 years. We actually had our 5-year anniversary in September, I believe. And we run a lot of events. We build programs, like we have a mentorship program running at the moment, and we have a even more active community now in our Slack. So if you haven't already, please jump on and join. That's the download on SheSharp. You can always check out our website or join our community to learn a little bit more. And we look forward to seeing more of you in the future. And now, Benjamin, tell us all about Troopl.
Yeah, well, before I do, I just want to say a huge thank you to Gabby and the entire SheSharp community. Like, they are incredibly cool people working on incredibly important things. The fact that it's volunteer run and you put so much work into these events and connecting this community is just awesome. So we're particularly thrilled to be partnering with you for this one. And the way that we get to partner with you, we'll talk a bit more about as we go through our time together today, and we talk about how we will be using Troopl to support submissions. But zooming out from that, Troopl is a portfolio platform for web developers to showcase their work and be discovered by companies, as well as other developers as well. So we have a much smaller Slack group, but really active in terms of giving each other a bit of feedback and asking for help and questions. Some of you did mention that you're looking to make your first move into a career in tech. You're trying to find your first developer job. That's particularly a group of people we're interested to learn from and to support. So really excited to welcome you to Troopl. And we're always here to support you with any questions that you do have, so that you can make a really confident first step into a career in tech. So that is us. Gabby, tell us what we're looking forward to over these next couple of days together.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. And by the way, I just want to say also thank you to Troopl. We are so excited to partner with an organization that's a new upcoming team from the Netherlands, and clearly has a mission really aligned to us. So it's been a great partnership. So thanks, Benjamin. And Tristan, who's the other part of the team. Okay, but jumping into the schedule. So we are kicking off 4 p.m. We've got our kickoff right now. So after we go through all the details and help, introduce you to what's going to happen, we're going to jump into some networking in Wonder. Don't worry, at the end of this, we will give you clear instructions about what that means. But then it's all go, flags and everything. So you can get started. You'll have all the information to start. And then Saturday, it's really just build. Go ahead. You'll have plenty of support available to you in Slack, in the Hackathon channel. And then also at 4 p.m., we will host an an office hour, which means that you can join in, I think it's a Google Meet call, and all of our technical and platform mentors will be available to you. And then
That's right.
Sunday, yeah, that is right. And then on Sunday, that's when you'll finish up your projects. You will have most of the day before you need to upload to Troopl before 4 p.m. And just to clarify, that's the times are all in Netherlands time, which is CEST. If you are joining us from another country, I'm sorry, you're going to have to translate that time. If you do have any questions and want that clarified, though, please ask in Slack.
I have a feeling there'll probably be some nudges in Slack though, right, Gabby? X number of hours left just to keep people focused on that finish line.
Yeah, so don't worry about that. We're not just going to suddenly drop the deadline on you. We will be doing a countdown to it because we're just as excited as you are.
Great.
And then as soon as submissions close at 4:15, voting will open for community favorite. I'm going to go into prizes a little bit later, but we do have a certain award that will allow all the members of our community to join in and get to vote on what their favorite is. Then 5 p.m., the big moment, we will have our finals, and that's after the judges, including Benjamin and I, will have gathered and decided who gets the awards. And so we'll announce it then and do another live stream much like this. And then finish off with a bit more networking because we love to meet you. We hope everyone loves to meet each other and we all want to make new friends. Okay, and then a little bit more about where to find support. It is really important to us that you feel supported through this whole process. So at any time, if you've got a question, please head over to the Slack and there is a hashtag Hackathon channel. You can join the Slack channel by going to SheSharp.co/Slack. You'll see in the banner there the exact URL. And don't worry, we will send some links around later. Join that. Search for the Hackathon channel if it's not easily available. Otherwise, just post a message in the general chat and we will direct you there. That is the channel where we will be discussing everything Hackathon related and we'll be able to answer your questions. Apart from that, the office hour, like I mentioned, tomorrow at 4 p.m. If you have already registered, you should have had a calendar invite and an email outlining how to join that. Otherwise, we will be putting more messages in Slack. And then finally, if you need some more information about all the overall details, we have documented it all on our website. The link is there, shesharp.co/2021 hackathon/attendees. I think that should all be in the emails, and chances are a lot of you found us that way anyway when you were registering. So now on our mentors, who are the people who will be helping you? Now, chances are a lot of you will be able to help each other, and we do encourage you all to ask questions, and if you see something you can answer, please jump in. However, we do have 4 special mentors available to you. We have Tristan, Sarah, Mike, and Sarah, all different stages of their development career, but all very good at what they do. And we have no doubt that they will be able to support you.
For sure. So much experience and knowledge and wisdom and guidance from those 4 mentors. I'm really excited to see them in action. I encourage you all, use them, find them, reach out to them with any of the questions that you have. But now the moment that you have been waiting for, you've dialed in so that you can see us reveal the challenge. And I'm so excited to be able to share it with you right now. The SheSharp Hackathon for 2021 challenge is to create a supportive shout out generator. I love this idea. It's so SheSharp. It's such a cool idea. Of course, it's all about building a bit of community and support, be that for yourself as an individual, however you choose to tackle this challenge. But this is it. It's to create a supportive shout out generator. Now, of course, there's lots of different directions you can go with this. So to give you a little bit more guidance, I want to share a few things that we as judges will be looking for in the final submissions. So what does a successful project look like? Well, number 1, it must generate supportive/inspirational messages, or both. And it could be something like, you've got this, or hey, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them, or maybe always give it 100%. Unless you're donating blood. Like whatever the message is that's going to get the point across and maybe get your target, maybe it's yourself, back on track throughout their day with a supportive shout out. That's what we want to see. Number 2, it must display these messages. And that can happen, of course, in a couple of different ways. It could be on demand, for example, via a button click or a Twitter reply. It could be at timed intervals. So in that case, more of a daily reminder bot kind of vibe. But maybe you find another way to display these messages that we haven't thought of. So we're really excited to see your creativity there as well. On the topic of creativity, we really want you to showcase your imagination, and not only your imagination, but your personality as well. Maybe your version of this shout out generator comes from an experience of yours, in your previous career of yours, some communities that you've been a part of in the past, something that makes it uniquely you. We're excited to hear about it. And we do want you to tell us about it in the project description. So when that time comes to submit your entry on Sunday, you will be asked in the Troopl submission form to add a little bit of information about the project. Why did you build it this way? Why did you solve the problem in that particular way? And what was the message that you're trying to get across? That's going to be an important part of what us judges are considering. And finally, it really is more about the outcome of the project than the cleanest code that exists. Of course, over a couple of quick days, you may not be reaching like the cleanest code ever made, and that is perfectly fine. We will have a prize. Gabby will take us through prizes in a second, but really important for us to get across the idea that it's not about your code only. It really is about the outcome of the project and how you've executed your vision and communicated it to us. We're really excited to see what you come up with. So just to recap that, a successful project generates these supportive or inspirational messages. It displays these messages. It showcases your creativity and imagination, and it's really all about the outcome and the way that your vision comes through in the final project. But Gabby, you're not leaving all of the participants to start from scratch. Tell us a bit about how you're supporting them.
Yeah, absolutely. As I keep repeating, support is the biggest element of this, which is also why it's the theme of our project and our goal. I think especially what we see in SheSharp is it's so much about building each other up and providing support for one another. And I know especially for me at the beginning of my career, having someone say, "You've done a good job," made a massive difference. So we really want to capitalize on that with this. But in line with that, we know a lot of you are either new to development, perhaps even just exploring the possibility of, do you like development and coding? So we've created some templates for you at github.com/SheSharpNL. We will post the links elsewhere. So there's some things that you can play around with and just to get you a head start on it. If I think about how I started, that's exactly how I started, with HTML, looking at templates, playing around with them. So they're a great way to sort of just get into it if you don't already know how to start. And if you're not really clear on how to use GitHub, which actually I'm still a little bit lacking in, don't worry, we'll be there to support you. So yeah, on to prizes. Some of you, this is pretty important, but we've got some great ones lined up for you. So there are 4 different prizes. Oh, thank you. Just saw that comment. So deviating a little bit, prize categories. The first one, most creative. So as Benjamin outlined, a lot of this is, we want to have you use your imagination, get creative. What's your take on this topic? So most creative is all about rewarding the most original take on the challenge prompt. It could be small, like custom animations, or huge, but this project best demonstrates out-of-the-box thinking, and that's what we're looking for in this one. And the prize for that will be 1 year subscription to Pluralsight Skills Standard and an Arduino starter kit. If you haven't used that before, they're actually pretty fun. It's about sort of combining some hardware and software in there. So you can do some really fun projects with that, or creative projects. The second prize, most polished. So what does most polished mean? It's all about the user experience. This well-designed project should be bug-free, considers edge cases. So if we were to test it around a little bit, we can tell that you've thought about the possibilities. And overall, it just feels good to use. So for most polished, what we are awarding is 1 year subscription to Fronted Masters and bite-sized wizard zines. Third prize, best overall. So really encompassing everything that we mentioned about what good looks like. It's the epitome of both form and function. And this project is as delightful as well executed both bug-free and beautiful. So for our best overall winner, you will get one-to-one career coaching. So that's 2 sessions with a professional coach, plus custom avatar illustration by Kovatar. And finally, our community favorite. So this is the one where we're going to invite everybody else outside within our SheSharp community to vote. What's their favorite? What's the one that they like the most? And it's really up to everyone to decide what counts as their favorite. So for the winner of the community favorite, you will win 1 month of Audible subscription to go along with a brand new Kindle. So we've got 4 prizes: most creative, most polished, best overall, and our community favorite. And then
the good news is, Gabby, since we last spoke just before this call, the hackathon is now live. We're ready to go. We are live out there. It is live on the Troopl website, which we won't really talk about too much right now. That becomes really important on Sunday. But it is now live. So to everyone joining and getting ready to go, you have got this. Of course, join us straight after this to make some friends. In Wonder, I'm just going to quickly show you a bit about how that works, and I'll invite you to jump from this call over to that one. So very quickly, how Wonder works. This is really, really cool. This is sort of the closest we can get to in-room networking when we're all on different continents. So I'm super excited to share it with y'all. We're going to have a link posted into the chat any second now. So just check that out. Click the link, give Chrome permission to use your mic and webcam. Take a quick photograph of your avatar, which will be through your webcam, so pulling a nice big smile or a funny face if you prefer. And then you simply move around the rooms with your cursor to meet people. When you're in proximity to other people in the room, you will be able to have a chat with them. And to help this with a little bit of direction, we have 3 main spaces for you to hang out in. The first one is a Q&A. If you have some questions about the hackathon, head into the Q&A. Alex from SheSharp is going to be there. The second one is about finding a collaborator. So if you are thinking about approaching this challenge with somebody else and making an entry together, there will be a space for you to go in there and chat to other people and maybe find a collaborator. And then thirdly, there will be our networking lounge, where it's just all about saying hello, making a new connection, and sharing some stories. So with that in mind, we can see that, yes, the link is posted there to Wonder. So go and check that out. And that's it. Beautiful people, go forth. Good luck. We're here for you every single step of the way, and so excited to see what you come up with. Gabby, what's the thing you're the most excited about this weekend?
Well, 2 things. One, I want to take a go at it myself. It's been a while since I've done some coding. So actually, I'm really excited to try this for myself and have an opportunity. But second of all, I just am so excited to see what people create. I think it's such a great challenge. I love seeing people work together and help each other. So yeah, really just looking forward to seeing what comes out of this. What about you?
I the same. I'm just so excited and so blown away of the amount of interest from all around the world, people wanting to get involved in this. And I'm just so incredibly excited to see what's going to come out of it. I love the idea that we're putting such a focus on creativity. I'm personally obsessed with the topic of creativity. So really pumped to see what creative ideas people are going to bring to the table. And more than anything, really excited to see that the way that this overarching topic of support sort of turns into action throughout these next couple of days. And again, I can't reiterate it enough. We are here to support you every step of the way. Your 4 mentors are absolute legends, and they're here to support you. So definitely tune into that office hours tomorrow. But let's head over to the networking drinks right about now. Well, drinks, as it were.
Let's do that. Can't wait to meet you all face to face, at least on a screen. And thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited to have you here. And also, also, if you just want to talk to us directly, even find us on Slack. We're Gabby and we're Benjamin, and we're excited to meet you. So thank you.
Thanks, everyone. See you in Wonder.
See you soon.
If you wanna keep me